Não vale nada. Ai, sem vergonha.
Essa ritinha deu pra pouco, tá ganhando.
Você vai bagunça o tempo todo.
Por que eu tô de bagunça? Tô tendo sincero, tá certo. É, realmente, isso aqui incomoda, meus braços ficam assim, ó. Porque eu tenho que ficar fazendo força como
Se
assim.
pra mim incomoda que eu sou um pouquinho mais largo, imagina pra você.
Tá tudo doendo, ó.
Eu imagino. Tenta fazer minha filha, vira ele. Isso é uma melhorada. Não vai ser, nossa, que maravilha, mas.
Nunca defende da cadeia, pior que vai me incomodar, com o resto da...
Não devia ter falado, né?
É porque, tipo, eu tô vendo que tá incomodando alguma coisa, mas não sabia o que era. Então...
Pode ser ouvindo.
Não tá.
Essa não é
Foi?
eu espero que seja lógico.
Mas como é que eu entro? No jogo? No bar? Cadê você daqui?
Dá uma flecha aí. Deixa eu...
Aqui, achei.
Deixa eu... Nossa. Ah, deixa eu tirar essa janela, porque senão eu não tô colocando esse negócio aqui.
Ah, o meu tá ali embaixo, não tá atrapalhando. Ah, o meu tá aí.
Ah, dá pra dar capela, que é isso. Deu um monte de coisa, mas não
Esperando você.
embaixo, em cima, vamos esperar. Lembra do alt.
Uma coisa aqui,
Você pegou palhinha.
ó. Não, foi baú.
Palhinha. Por que eu vi que é no baú?
Porque deu um achado pra você.
Peguei a baixinha.
Ah, mas vai ter só uma marcadinha.
Ah, não era de duas mãos?
Não.
Ah, não, então deixa. Você usa magia pra roubar meus itens pra usar. Esse vergonha.
Another piece of trash.
Nada, né?
Here goes.
É? Bora falar com ele, não
Goes
foi?
down as smooth as mud.
É possível.
Eita.
Não tem como aumentar essas letras? Depois eu vejo.
Ah, que eu tô falando, então não tá errado.
É, depois eu vou ver aqui. Ah, dá pra clicar aqui o botãozinho em cima do seu.
Just hold your tongue, will you, Bibius? Can't be too careful. We are sworn to protect Scythiel.
We're legionnaires, of course.
On the lookout for orcs, for they've been attacking from the sea. God knows why they do it, but we stand firm.
Liberators of liquor too, aren't we, old chum?
Shh! Just pipe down, will you, Bibius?
Aye, a noble word for watchdog that, for that is what we do. Watch over the local dogs that ever so often aim for one another's throat.
Best way to calm a wily dog is to neuter it. Ha! Spay for pay, Legion's motto.
Just put a sock in it, will you, Bibius?
Ever kept the watch? Stood on the lookout for hours on end, bored stiff. Boredom's a demon buddy, and booze is the demon hunter. There. I do declare it's time for this hunter to take another shot. Huzzah! So, you're source hunters, are you? And how are we supposed to verify that's true? We can't read, my friend. So for all we know, those papers say you're a polymorph parrot on the lookout for a two-bedroom birdcage that don't prove...
You know what? We'll take you two to the wizard. I know he reads. He has books large as a house, that one. Yeah, he'll squeeze the truth out of you, one way or...
Nossa,
Ah, você não leu?
pouco, eu tava vendo bagunça no negócio.
Ah, eles estão bêbados porque eles estão fazendo, eles falam que eles estão aí de guarda, que eles ficam bebendo que não tem o que fazer. Aí a gente dá um papel pra eles ler que a gente é os caçadores de essência, e eles disseram que eles não sabem ler, então não tem como ter certeza do que a gente é. Vai levar a gente no mago, porque o mago tem um monte de livro e talvez ele entenda o que tá no papel.
The wizard, you say? Sounds good to me. Lead the way.
Eu quero treta.
Agreed. A wizard is bound to know more about what is going on around here.
Kevin, come along. We're not far from the city.
Ué, você quer treta e concorda comigo?
É só você querer te irritar ali, pra encher o saco. Eu falo assim, você pensa que eu vou fazer isso aí mesmo? Concha, nunca tá as coisas. Olha, linda, tem seus pezinhos aqui no chão. Como elázinho.
Ah, ali embaixo tinha orcs, né?
É. Eu não consegui pegar um desempenho interessante. Ó, um cajadinho aqui, ó.
Cajadinho é bom?
Vou jogar no chão, compara com você.
Ah, mas é de fogo.
Já vi.
Daí ele muda minhas habilidades.
Ah, muda?
É.
Então você vê a licença melhor.
Quer ver? Só que tem um bocadinho. Olha, cadê ele? Aqui. Ele não muda minhas habilidades?
Não, que eu saiba, eu não sei o que você tá falando, né, Combate? Que molho de tomate você tá plantando aí?
Ah, eu tava lá no livro.
Você tá aprendendo receitinha de fazer papá. É isso, você entra no jogo querendo fazer papá, é isso.
Mata de pão de queijo, Guruti.
Ah, tem uma tela aqui, calma aí.
What the hell's happening down there? Orcs! Bloody orcs! Come, let's go back to the bridge. Let the source hunters handle their big
Nossa, aprendemos um monte de coisa, né? Ah, eu ia fazer um bagulho alimentar, Guruti. Uma lance, você não usa lance.
Ixi, olha os olhos aqui, vambora.
Cuidado, lembra?
Lembra da fotinha de tacar fogo ali? Nossa.
Tá.
Um modo mais difícil que você consegue matar o bicho, eu acho. Que bom, já começamos bem.
Eu não sabia que você ficava bateando o negócio, acho que minha mãe ia tocar por
Eu
cima.
acho que eu não vai no fogo ali, o soldado vai ficar bem do lado. Que casal o negócio, tá louco? Foi, né?
Você não lembra que eu escrito em cima da cabecinha do
Tá aqui na
ar?
frente pra não atrapalhar. Vou deixar ele passar assim.
Eita. Tá.
Você vai querer encostar nele, não, menina? Você está ali na frente pra ele não encostar em você, você tá querendo encostar nele. Você virou a Vayne agora? É o Elias de você? Eu não sei. Ele tem que entrar na frente. Eu entrei na frente pra você não encostar nele. Aí você vai lá e encosta. Olha a Elisa descendo.
Então, o Tito lá tá batendo no
Só o quê? Você liga com essa graça aí de...
Power stance!
Esse matar e botar um bicho aí. Eu preciso se afastar, mano. Porque se ficar encostado, vamos ver se ele vai bater no C. Falta um pouco pra matar ele. Vai ela, né?
Pô, você tá virando as costas ali.
Those orcs had a human commander. How very curious and disquieting.
Filthy beasts, I'll kill the last one of you. Take him before his time. Fine.
A sua armadura é o quê? Só coisinha de magia?
A minha armadura, acho que minha armadura dá só armadura. Por enquanto. Que é habilidade. Ih, Bruno, eu não sei o que eu falo. Bom, eu preciso de inteligência, né?
Eu tô já esperando que eu não consigo upar, por exemplo, as outras habilidades. Eu não vou conseguir nada assim, não. Ó, tá vendo? Eu queria upar de novo o homem de armas, ele não deixa. Ele não deixa. Então tudo com esse outro
Às
aqui.
vezes tem que esperar.
Não vou fazer isso, tá? Eu não tô aqui.
Aí eu vou deixar ele parado, então. Depois eu fico ligando.
Filthy beasts, I'll kill the last one of you.
Pronto?
Ele é uma lista, tem coisa que não chama. Eu já vi tudo. Não, eu vou estar falando tudo.
Filthy beasts, I'll kill the last one of you. Hail, Source Hunter. Why, I don't think I could ask for a more welcome sight on these
Você quer
cursed
falar?
beaches.
Não, você.
The Legion...
Então fala você. Ele tá falando tudo aqui. E essa aqui eu tenho isso aqui? Tem uma aqui, essa aqui. Nossa, cara, eu vou te dar para da luta, limpar. Pode falar, é chato pra caramba.
beats me what traitorous madness came over that dog.
Me conta
A man
depois
among
também.
orcs. It'd be like one of your kind running with a sorcerer.
Que um mago dos orcs, um chamou dos orcs, incendiou um navio. Aí porque que tem humanos lutando junto com eles e ele disse que não sabe o que aconteceu com esse traidor.
Whatever the cur's incentive to raise swords alongside that murderous lot, let's all hope it was a private grudge. Can you imagine if we had to add a slew of wild-eyed, orc-loving bedlamites to our list of enemies in Sicil?
Ele só falou isso, que já não basta os orcs, e ainda agora vai ter que lidar com um bando de humano lunático a favor de orcs. Capim, oi Capim, você quer falar comigo?
Eu acho que isso é um mago ali. Eu acho.
Ah, but I see we've suffered another orc landing. And judging by the relative ease with which it was dispatched, I can only come to one. You're as welcome as a glass of cooled milk on a hot day, my friend. I'm Ahu, at your service. It was I who requested your presence in this trouble. So you were, and so you weren't. There we are. Meet my other half, Hunter. No need to look so flabbergasted. I may be a wizard rife with tricks and guile, but So, now that the cat is out of the bag, let us turn to the matter of Councillor Jake's murder.
Ele chamou para investigar esse assassinato do vereador Jake.
It's hard to put my finger on it, but I can feel in my very whiskers that sorcery was at play. Visit the scene of the crime, and I bet sardines for salad you'll say the same. Captain Aureus, though, the local commander of the Legion, insists I'm seeing ghosts. I insist he's blind to all but the undead.
Diz que basicamente ele tá vendo coisas.
So there are, or rather, there is. Popular opinion has it his wife did the deed. But to be frank, I have my doubts.
Eu falei que se tem um assassinato, então tem suspeitos. Ele disse que a única suspeita que eles estão falando é que foi a esposa, mas que ele duvida de que
She seems a likely candidate, to be sure, but that would make her a sorceress. Esmeralda knows how to charm, yes, but I just don't see her magic extend beyond a frolicsome look and wink. Still, don't simply take my word for it, Hunter. It may be well worth your while to cross-examine her yourself. The Legion has her under guard in her shop near the town square. That's where you'll find poor Jake's widow. Jake was murdered in a downstairs room of the King Crab Inn, up in Sicil proper. The Legion keeps it under lock and key, though, so you'll need Aureus's permission should you want to have a peek.
Na estalagem do Rei Caranguejo. E que a gente vai precisar de permissão para ir lá porque está isolado.
A human, you say? Truly? But that would be like a kitten leading a wolf pack. And yet, I have heard rumors about a sect of sorts, a shadowy set of worshippers that associate even with orcs. Some say they're sorcerers, but people will say that about anyone who behaves a bit strange. I don't quite know what to make of this news, but thank you for informing me. It'd be the undead. They've been clawing their way out of the ground for 2 years now. And for 2 years, the stalemate between them and the living has been dragging on at a weary... The Legion did a good job keeping them at bay, but I think it's fair to say that without my magic-infused ballistae, they'd have gotten the better of us by now. Someone is responsible for the outbreak. Necromancers are at work, but who are they and where do they hide? Alas, that searching for them is like searching for a single life. Unfortunately, that is absolutely correct. The Orc siege is yet another hairball stuck in this. We've cordoned off the western beach where most Orc activity has been reported. For the 9 lives of me, I can't seem... There's nothing of interest along the waterfront, except for a set of caves with an unfavorable reputation. Maybe they're after some pirate's treasure. Oh, but that's not a trick. It's a blessing. Or does it surprise you that such magic is a gift, Hunter? To tread upon the realm of instinct, even to be out in the night, to stalk on silent paws and hunt with only the moon as your witness. You couldn't possibly imagine the thrill. But of course, it's handy to speak. I'm glad we've met, Source Hunter. And I'm certain we have a lot more to talk about. Feel free to, once you're there, and with that...
Undead, orcs. Looks like we have our work cut out for us.
At least we won't be bored. How about we go see that Aureus chap Ahu mentioned?
Pelo jeito é no modo, o outro modo também tem conquista, então e jogar no modo mais filha da puta de todos. Dá pra salvar esse jogando no baseado neles aí.
Come on, mate! Put your backs into it!
What if the orcs are sending another fleet?
Are these the biggest buckets we've got?
My sorrows with aid.
Porque eu vou pagar minhas malas com cerveja. Nossa, eles têm um mago ali, né? A pessoa não pensou em nenhum momento em jogar uma linha de barco.
Essa missão não fica mostrando na tela?
Não. Ou fica.
Deixa eu botar de missões aqui.
Sailor, what news from the mainland?
Oh, nothing new, sir. Zombies, skeletons, you know the story.
That's fun.
Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Feddle's carriage for a joyride?
No, he didn't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Councillor's wife.
Is that why we never sail to Yesselgore anymore?
Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that Orky charm loves him.
I wouldn't let an orc within 500 yards of my loving nature.
Yes, sir. As fine a specimen as one of her stocks here.
No, he didn't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Councillor's wife.
Is that why we never sail to Yesselgore anymore?
Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that Orky charm loves him.
I wouldn't let an orc within 500 yards of my loving nature.
Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Feddle's carriage for a joyride?
No, he didn't. He drove
Até
it
se
straight
que
to
eu
the
vou
pub and
fazer
back.
aqui,
Só vez que já tá aí, Gordinho, não tem o que a gente fazer.
ver as missões, né?
Don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note.
Sailor, what news
Eu não
from the
vou fazer
mainland?
missão nenhuma ainda, eu acho
Is that why we
que
never sail to Yesselgore anymore?
Skeletons, you know the story.
diário.
Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that Orky charm loves him.
I wouldn't let an orc within 500 yards of my loving nature.
Treinaria desempregado, cara.
Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess
Tem
of
que ligar lá em
Feddle's
cima,
carriage for
em
a
cima do mapa,
joyride?
lá tem um pergaminho, é o diário
No,
das
he didn't.
missões.
He drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Councillor's
Vocês
wife.
sabem, eu só tô seguindo, eu só
Is that
quero
why we
lutar,
never sailed to
cuidar e
Yesselgore
mandar um
anymore?
bicho. Sabe que eu gosto de fazer no jogo, né?
That
Porque essa
loopy legionnaire really thinks that orky charm loves him.
conversinha.
I wouldn't let an orc win 500 yards of my lovely nature.
Yes, sir. As fine as you ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Fennel's carriage for a joyride?
No, he didn't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Councillor's wife.
Is that why we never sail to Yuthel Gore anymore?
Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that orky charm loves him.
I wouldn't let an orc win 500 yards of my lovely nature.
Uma coisa é eu não
Ever
colocar
hear about the
aqui,
time
outra
the
coisa é eu
captain
não
took the
colocar
Duchess of
aqui.
Fennel's carriage for a
Então, eu perguntei,
joyride?
inteligência que eu tenho que pôr?
No, he didn't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Councillor's wife.
Is that why we never sail to Yuthel Gore anymore?
Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that orky charm loves him.
I wouldn't let an orc win 500 yards of my lovely nature.
Skeletons, you know the story. Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Fennel's carriage for a
Inteligência vai
joyride?
aumentar o seu ataque, melhorar o feitiço de esfera elemental e constituição vai aumentar o seu
Don't
ponto de
forget the
ação.
time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Councillor's wife.
Eu não
Is
sei o
that
que é
why we never
escolha.
sail to Yuthel Gore anymore?
Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that orky charm loves him.
I wouldn't let an orc win 500 yards of my lovely nature.
Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Fennel's carriage for a joyride? As fine a specimen.
No, he didn't.
One of
He
her
drove it straight to the
stocks
pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Councillor's wife.
Is that why we never sail to Yuthel Gore anymore?
Speaking of
Constituição é
youthful
bom pra
gore,
mim.
that loopy legionnaire really thinks that orky charm loves
Constituição, eu vou
him.
deixar ele forte
I wouldn't let an
Constituição.
orc win
Vamos
500
tentar
yards of my
desse
lovely
jeito, o que
nature.
acontece?
Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Fennel's carriage for a joyride?
No, he didn't. He drove it straight to the
Você
pub
já
and
tá
back.
longe, olha aqui.
Não, tô zoando. Eu não sei como é que nós vai.
Isso aí eu não sei, não. Você quer
É,
essa
eu
de...
não sei como escolher. Ó,
Vamos aqui, ó. Lembra do cara do ar? Vamos decidir aqui. Vem cá comigo.
não sei o que tá falando. Nossa, tá lá do outro lado?
Aqui, ó, menina. Tô do seu lado.
É que na minha câmera.
É só você mover a tela. Ó. Não sei andando aqui, olhando você.
Plenty of fish in the sea.
Steady, boys. Steady.
Ó, o bufalãozinho.
We'll be leaving
Vamos
as soon
conversar
as
com
we're
ele.
packed up. Good on you. These boss men respect company.
Oh, me and my brother Bull have dragged this here cart all around Sightseal, from dock to graveyard and back again.
Ele tem sotaque de...
Speaking of Bull, you ought to say hello to him. He's clairvoyant, you know. Can tell you fortune to the T.
Vamos falar com ele agora.
Foulest of the lot
Me
on
deixa.
my racks.
Sigh, seal, shiver me timbers and sliver me heels.
I'm Bull, the leading clairvoyant in Sightseal. The 2 feet never bother to ask, but I see all that is and is to be. Of course, most winsome 2 feet. Of
O que eu
course.
quero saber? Eu teria sorte no amor? Como eu vou morrer? Eu serei rico?
Well, that depends, 2 feet. That depends. I see that love has caused you to falter in the past. Yes, falter
Eu acho que ele tá
daily.
vendo um presente.
You
Ele...
must reconcile your mistakes before you will find true.
Então ainda você tem ainda
Why,
salvação.
yes, most wealthy indeed. But you must be vigilant, 2 feet, for I see that your wealth will come by bloody means. Death. Ever the most difficult topic to foretell. I see. Oh dear. No. No. Your reading is over. Do you hear? Over.
Não vai roubar as coisas aí, hein?
Por que não pode roubar?
Por quê? Porque não pode roubar?
Por quê?
Porque tá a mãozinha pra você não roubar. Para.
Aqui, ó. Ali. Aí você. Gente, que você toma decisões e você critica o vídeo, vai.
Não critico não, para de graça.
Enough of that. I know how dangerous an orc can be, but this one has been reformed. Anyone can see that she's completely docile, but my prejudiced friend here still wants to kill her.
Maybe before the great orc raid we had time to indulge Ninius's idiotic obsessions. But now we're needed at our posts. I can hardly believe I've been wasting time protecting an orc when I should be running them.
Excuse my friend's violent outbursts. He hasn't enjoyed a woman's touch in quite some time now. It makes him a bit edgy.
Your woman's touch is less of a loving caress and more of a claw shanked brutally through the throat. I'll take my chances as a bachelor, thanks.
My friend here and I were patrolling outside the city walls, when who did I see creeping along the shore but this lovely orcish lady? For a brief second, as long as eternity, we locked eyes. Perhaps confused by the butterflies in her stomach, she sprang up and began running, claws bared towards Marius. Fortunately for him, I had the presence of mind to ignore my sword and instead adroitly fling my pouch. A vial of love potion shattered over her head, and when she turned to face me, she became instantly enamored. I'm sure she must have been compelled to join the Orcish army under some kind of duress. A lady with such a sweetly savage manner would never willingly join up with those vicious marauders.
Eu gosto de orc, mas eu acho tão ruim.
I can assure you there wasn't a hint of sweetness in those murderous eyes when she lunged at my throat. She may be confined here for now, but who's telling when she'll escape and who she'll rip to shreds?
Ah, I've always had an amateur interest in all things alchemical. When I read in an esteemed periodical from the Wizards of Youthful Gore about an amazing opportunity that could change my life, I sent away for the world-famous love potion, available for a limited time only, and it has worked exactly as promised.
Ele comprou uma poção do amor, disponível por tempo limitado. Super promoção.
You see what a fool my friend has been, spending all his cash on snake oil and bringing a temporarily tranquilized...
What kind of monster would lie in a published advertisement? I'm sure the effects of the potion will be everlasting, as printed.
You see, he'd believe it was noon at midnight if he read it on a printed pamphlet. Please tell me you can reason with him, or ditch reason and use your sword to shave him from his murderous dabbling.
Mas essa é uma pomba. Ainda é contigo.
Nossa, Guilherme, eu não sei. Porque, tipo, ela pode ficar agressiva a qualquer momento. Mas eu não quero ter que matar ela.
Aí se pensa na vida que você tem tempo pra pensar. Olha pro nosso amigo Lene ali, o papai Lene.
One day, Moira. One day you'll show them all.
E se fosse o Lene? E se fosse Stalin?
This place reeks of orc stench.
Que ela pode estar dócil por pouco tempo, daqui a pouco matar todo mundo. Eu ainda não quero ter que matar ela. Ela tá ali fazendo tudo.
Let her live. If that potion were truly worthless, it wouldn't have been able to charm her in the first place. In this docile state, she may prove to be a source of valuable information.
Foi que ele fez isso, idiota. Foi.
You would trust a quack magazine from Youthful Gore. She's clearly liable to snap at any minute.
Think of the intel this creature could provide. And if she begins to revert, these men are armed and will be able to subdue her.
O pessoal deve quebrar o pau.
This place reeks of orc stench.
Se você quiser matar, eu pedi pra você quiser matar, eu não quero te matar.
I ordered a similar love potion from Youthful Gore before, you know. Since you obviously have no special affection for me, I think we can conclude the advertisements just don't deliver.
Você não leu o que eu coloquei pra você?
Não, ele já viu aqui.
Não olha no meu, não.
Eu não vou olhar. Você não olhou o meu, eu não vou olhar.
Por que o seu vem mais pontinho que o meu?
Ali, ó, argumentar eu ganho 3, convencer você ganha 2.
Nossa, aqui, ó. Não, aqui eu tenho que printar. Isso aqui eu tenho que printar. No jogo, pelo menos. Olha.
Eu paguei porque não pega, vai ficar em tesouro, só.
All right, we'll do it your way.
Glad to hear I'm not the only one with common sense around here. I'll do the honors.
No! She's harmless! Please!
Hey, Moira, one day you'll show
Senhor,
them
não tem
all.
coração.
You bastard! You had no right!
No right to protect not only you from your own stupidity, but myself and the citizens of Seal as well.
It's you we need protection from, murderer! Fortunately, the Wizards of Youthful Gore make a revenge elixir that will show you what's what.
Go ahead and throw your sugar water on me if you like. Your foolishness is no longer my problem. Thank you, stranger. If you ever need help, I'll do my best to repay you.
Será só por ele fazer isso? Por que ele não fez isso antes?
Senhora de testemunhas. Linda, você tem mãozinhas ardentes. Linda, ela não tem que falar com esse cara aqui, eu lembro.
Tem que falar com esse cara aí, não?
Curso.
Não sei, Ruth.
Essa transmissão tá marcada lá no foi, né?
Courteous is my name. The Legion is my calling. This is a storing house for Legion supply.
E ele?
Eu gosto de um jogo de pai, usar as skills.
I can't even smell the sea air.
É o L que aparece no nosso. Calma aí, tava fazendo L. Onde você já tá? Eu nem ia falar pouco, tá tretando aqui.
Eu falo com ele, só não soldado fácil. Aqui, ó. Aqui, ó.
Vou botar o mapa pra fazer isso.
Eu só devia estar aqui embaixo.
Ih, eu só tô com ele é o quê?
Beleza. É armadura só, beleza.
Só armadura, né? Só tô com beleza. Porque acho que a minha toquinha combina mais com você.
Por quê? Igual.
A sua é vermelha, a minha é marrom. A sua roupa é marrom.
Aí depois nós vamos falar com ela. Foi.
Então, vereador?
É, depois nós vamos falar com ela. Foi.
Tá tretando aqui, né?
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Borrow, indeed. I'll sooner meet a cat wizard than see that merchant repaid.
Come now, I'll be good for it, I swear.
Fresh haddock.
Oh, my story's tired by now. I was happy enough, prosperous enough, before these lean times around Sightseal began. Still, that doesn't waive a man's need to eat, you know.
Ele tá falando que ele já foi bem de vida e que agora as vacas magras tá fazendo ele ter que roubar porque ele precisa comer.
I never would have dreamt of resorting to petty theft during better times, but what choice have I got now? If it's steal or starve, I'll... So what do you think? Should I snag a fish?
Eu te perguntando pra mim se você deve, cara. Tem que comer, não tem?
Everyone needs a hand now and then. Take the fish, and none but us will be the wiser.
Market, it seems.
True enough. Without a bit of charity now and then, the world would be a far crueler place.
That's the spirit! Or should I say, the soul?
Hey, that's my fish.
Sir, did you just steal that fish?
No, I paid for it. The merchant just left, but I paid. I paid before.
You were a witness to this event now? Tell me what happened.
Por que agora eu tô tomando a decisão do negócio?
É muito ali a conversão de áudio visual.
É uma vacina.
Ou você ajuda ele a mentir sobre o peixe, ou você ajuda ele.
This man is telling the truth. He paid for that fish fair and square.
Quite so. I saw him pay the merchant.
Podia roubar e coitado rouba, e a gente vai lá e fala, então, não tem nada a ver com isso.
I can't thank you enough for your discretion. I'll be going now.
Well, sorry to have bothered you then, sir. Carry on.
problem than a set of silver arrows. Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. That thief is free for now, but I wonder how long it'll be until his growling belly seduces him back onto the crooked path. I can understand your sympathy for that man, but feeding him for one day will hardly remedy his circumstances. You would have done better to help him more substantially than by covering up a single petty theft.
Tá parecendo a galera das moças respondendo o negócio, tá? Que dá conta, velho. Vai lá, moço. Dá ideia então, ajuda o povo. É sempre esse papinho, né? É só. Ah, mas você tem que ajudar ele a pescar e não dar o peixe, tá?
Eu vou falar com a galinha. Galinha? Galinha?
Você tá falando.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for... Get it while it's fresh. These batches
A galinha tá brava com o galo.
Onde, linda? Onde vai?
Calma aí, eu tô indo.
Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Ah, tem que ver as missões aqui, deixa eu ver.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Ó, 3 marinheiros desempregados, Lois mais
Ah, eu tô aqui olha ali no mapa. No mapa a gente já tá perto da missão.
Ah, não vi que tinha
Não, eu
terminado.
tava de porta por causa disso, aí que eu parei pra falar com a galinha.
Nem vi no mapa que tinha marcado, não tem marca nenhuma no mapa de missão.
Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Nem vi que eu falar com ele.
Ah, lembrei mais ou menos desse coisa sem vergonha.
Ele quer trabalhar a gente, né?
No, scratch that.
É complicado.
It is so much more than a delight. It is an intervention of fate. Yes, that's it. Mendius, at your service. What is my profession? Well, I'll tell you what it used to be, and that is a man of medicine. But what does a man of medicine do but mend what has first been broken? I saved lives, to be sure, but today oh, it's not merely an opportunity. It is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to become better. To become...
Gosta de aventura?
Of course I do. How could someone in my profession not?
Quite right. Adventure is what we live for.
See here. You and I share the same passion. I never doubted it for a moment. The thrill of walking the... too bad your line of work comes with such measly recompense. Am I right? The wage of a mere soldier. Now, between you and me, tell...
Well, I can't say that I haven't.
Perguntou se o salário que a gente recebe não é pouco. A gente não pensou em ter mais. Daí eu falei que, bom, seria ruim, eu já pensei em tudo isso.
Eu sou feliz com o que eu tenho, porque eu sou uma
And
pessoa
I can't
feliz,
say
né?
that I have.
Se você disser
I'm
que você é
content
feliz,
with what
ele
I
não vai
have.
te dizer como é que você fica rico, porque a proposta dele é te dar um
Pilantra, linda.
Delicious dogfish.
Não, disse que o que acontecia que você toma a decisão por conta própria.
Well, don't quarrel about it on my account. Still, if a matter is divisive, it is divisive mainly because it is alluring. And riches are so very alluring.
Não tá feliz com a vida dela.
Even so, my friend, matters of a pecuniary nature aside, what is life without variety, without spice? To be a source hunter must get frightfully dreary sometimes. Am I right? All those orders. Investigate this, retrieve that, and at the end of the day, what do you have to show for it? Wouldn't you prefer to call your own shots? Be...
Você vai ver coisa antiga e vai ser uma história.
It's better to lead than to follow. That much is true.
I disagree. I, for one, am content with my station.
You disagree with one another. But that proves you are firm-willed, that you have the minds of independence, not dependence. Admit, life's too short to spend it doing someone else's bidding. Am I right? Of course I am. And I could help you attain the dream, enact the change you deserve. And that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to the King Crab, so that I could meet you and tell you about the marvel. The fabulous 5. How I enjoy simply saying the words that describe the most illustrious and celebrated adventurers' guild in... You'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And you can. Of course, if you still have questions, I shall answer them to the best... What a gem of a question. Straight as an arrow. Now then, to join the Fabulous 5 is to join a fellowship, to join a fraternity, a sorority, a community. The title of Knight is bestowed upon you the moment you sign our waiver, and of course, should you spread the word, should you propagate the gospel of the Fabulous 5 and thereby draw new knights into our fellowship, you will get a share of the reward from their contracts too. By now, the genial glow of the fellowship must have warmed your heart. It has, hasn't it? But did I say fellowship? Work hard. Fulfill contracts. Enlist new knights, and swiftly shall you rise through the ranks. You will better yourself. You will better Riverlon. You will make the stuff they call the undead a problem, my friend. But those who know the ways of... you'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course. What a... Now then, of course, by now, work hard. Fulfill contracts. Enlist new knights, and swift...
Ou se alista ou não. Vai embora.
Tô pensando em seguir a história.
Decide aí, Camus.
You return and humble me with your presence. Such a...
O meu vai começar do começo, tem que ser eu sei pra apertar ele.
Eita, o que eu fiz?
You there! Cut it out!
Não vai ser.
Pay the big cheese on your book with a wheel of the good stuff.
You'd like nothing. Of course.
Just a man with many cheeses.
Join a guild, better the world, earn a lot of gold. Yes, count me in.
Vou vontade de colocar a segunda opção.
Então, o que você me olha, se você quiser? Meu nome vai falar.
And me. May all the riches in the world...
Marvelous. Magnificent. Oh, but what am I saying? Fabulous is the word. You may not realize you found new recruits already? Efficient. Proactive. Oh, I like that. Send them to me and I'll sign them up. And of course, since they're your recruits, you'll get a share of every assignment they complete. Oh, it's a pretty straightforward task, this one. Now, in this town dwells a wizard. Ahu is his name, and he's a frightful eccentric. Scientific type, you know the kind. Favors reason over faith and all that. Not one of them was a big lumbering apparatus. A frightful automaton shaped like a giant made of steel. It was supposed to crush, but you can guess what happened. Did it become sentient? Was it cursed? Whatever the cause, the thing relieved itself of its pilot and headed north towards a network of caves. Luckily, there are those in this world who belong to the Fabulous Five. The braves who eat such monstrosities for breakfast. Go, my friend. Find this wizard's abomination and claim your just reward from Mayor Cecil in the name of our hallowed guild. Easy money.
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining.
Bastante gente pra conversar.
How curious of you to show interest in a lonesome stranger at the bar. Let me answer by saying that who I am is hardly any of your business, and anyone with an ounce of tact would have known that already. So you've wrangled a position in the Fabulous Five, have you? I'm fairly brimming with enthusiasm at the prospect of calling you a partner. You'd better leave me undisturbed, or my emotions might just bubble. You've been sent after Ahu's insane robot, I understand. Do you imagine that while you're busy being crushed by that abomination, I'll...
Tem um monte de gente nova pra clicar pra conversar.
Clica pra conversar.
Conversa, conversa.
Ai, vou cantar.
I am Unsinkable Sam. At least that's what they call me around here. Used to be a ship's cat, but the clipper I was on sank when I was the only one to wrestle himself free from the waves. The people here were kind and took me in. Been the king crab's foremost patron ever since. A magnificent ship she was. Used to belong to a pirate, I was told. Unlike me, she didn't prove to be unsinkable, though. We hit the cliffs right neath the lighthouse. Not very apt a name for that building, I must say, for no... The moment I hit the water, I writhed around like I would on a hot tin roof. By some miracle, I managed to reach the beach, covered in kelp and smelling worse than a fish's funeral parlor. But I was alive, and that was more than anybody else could say. So I was. What friends I had. They drowned alongside the rats I used to hunt in the galley. And there I was, all alone. Not that I have it bad here, mind you. I've milk and fish aplenty. Most folks will pet me kindly, and when one of the village girls holds me tight against her ample bosom, I purr up a storm. But I do long for a companion of my own kind, and in that regard, there is no one like Maxine, the mayor's darling pet. So gentle, so fair a feline. The grace of her, she likes me. I know she does. But when I declare my love, she backs away. I don't know why. I have serenaded her and braved many a bucket of water for my efforts. But for some reason, she is not to be swayed. By all means.
So you're just...
People make a fuss about them because they endanger the lands around the city. They never bother me when I'm out for my monthly walk, though. But still, I do test them. I mean, they're so unnatural, aren't they? Cats can have 9 lives, but humans are only entitled to 1. Oh, don't mention orcs to me. Worse than dogs, that lot. Sank Walrus Willie's boat right from under him. Best anchovy fisher in the world he was.
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or
Mas aí
twice.
deve conseguir colocar no time, né?
The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
Aí tem que escolher certinho.
I'll tell you,
como tá nosso
it
time.
sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. From Academy West, aren't you? Give Captain Wartruce my regards next time you see him. You wouldn't. I trained up in Academy North, after all. We don't cross paths with you Westies all that often, but it's always a pleasure when we do. Medora's the name. Retired, or so the Order keeps trying to tell me, but never out of commission.
My hand to your cause and my sword at your side. Heavens hornets! That's quite a story, comrade. And come to think of it, one that might concern you. See, I'm here on, well, let's call it a loan from a town to the north of here. Hunter's Edge by name. There's been an attack there, comrade. Orcs. Not your run-of-the-mill savages either, but ones who've taken dark magic to new heights. What they want in Hunter's Edge, I can't say, but it's my responsibility to send them packing. Preferably with their horns in their suitcases and a knee-knocking fear of ever crossing. I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Sicil. They don't have a spare soldier to send northward, and even in my finest form, I can't clear the place of that many orcs without backup. By the skin of my teeth, comrade. The savages were rounding up villagers when one of them activated a tripwire on our village wizard's property. Fortunately for me, that particular wizard has a penchant for things that go boom in the... I managed to wrench free of my captor's grip and flee toward the forest. He pursued me for miles, but I'd lost him before I made it into the site. Well, comrade, I hadn't thought of it till you tapped my shoulder just now. But perhaps that's where you come in. I need a contingent I can trust if I'm to take back the town. And the way I see it, you could use reinforcement. I've been scouting Sicil for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help solve the murder of the Counselor. With our minds and swords in tandem, we'll make short work of the perpetrator. More than I'd hoped, comrade. I don't know what in tarnation's gotten into the townsfolk here, but there's enough dark magic running roughshod to topple a small... There's Mayor Cecil's doings for one, and the mysteries of our master Thalron for another. And on top of it all, the feline menace is lurking at every hearth and shadow. Now don't get me wrong, I think the mayor's a decent sort, even if he can't hear farther than the tip of his own nose.
When you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? Ah! He should be so lucky as to be defeated by Alistair the Great.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
Preciso diminuir a janelinha aqui. O que aconteceu aqui, Lili? Eu vou mexer em outra coisa.
Ela tá contando que ela tá aqui há bastante tempo e ela propôs uma coisa. Ela ajuda a gente aqui e depois a gente ajuda ela no vilarejo que ela tá.
Fechou.
E aí ela contou algumas coisas. Ela falou que o prefeito que tá no lugar, o prefeito daí, ele é meio... só consegue enxergar o próprio nariz, mas não parece ser uma pessoa ruim. Só que ele tá envolvido com alguma coisa de magia negra e da descendência, que ele não sabe se alguém deu o artefato pra ele, o que aconteceu. E como ela não é designada pra ele, ela não pode ir lá perguntar pra ele. Ela disse que o médico daí é meio estranho, porque ele tem algo a esconder, só que ela não consegue descobrir o que é. Seria bom a gente investigar ele. Ele já foi visto algumas vezes escalando a muralha da cidade pra fora de madrugada. Então, tipo, se alguém vai fazer de madrugada pra fora da cidade, talvez tenha um trabalho. E ela só fez isso. Daí ela propôs, tipo, ela conta tudo que ela sabe pra gente, de informação da cidade. E depois a gente fala da história de sua casa, que vai ser uma história. E ela
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? Ha! He should be so lucky as to be defeated by Alistair the Great.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend. Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
Oh, careful now. Your head's growing more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the Northern Cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? Ha! He should be so lucky as to be defeated by Alistair the Great.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you can even fathom, old friend.
Vamos lá. Que é só investigação, né? Não tem nada.
A fantastic plan! With 3 source hunters working in tandem, we'll put an end to all the evils bent against the...
Another source hunter on the team will make us all the more formidable.
É ruim que ela fica voltando.
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
A raça, ela pra mim que eu controlo ela. Não sei que você queira controlar ela, mas coisas. É, porque ela tá aqui ali, não na minha tela. Tá vendo aquela coisinha aqui? Ela tá presa a você. Tem que clicar no retrato dela e a Rafa vai tirar.
Fala do que você gosta.
É você que clica e a Rafa põe nela. Entendeu? Você que arrasta ela em mim. Como consigo arrastar ela?
Like the sort who concerns myself with such things.
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Eita.
Aí tá um jeito, né?
Como ela conseguiu ser mesmo na batalha, ó? Ninguém segura nela, olha aqui, ó. Mas olha a correntinha que aparece, que vai blindar. Só que agora ela é
They
isso.
say he's privy to ancient and
Mas
arcane secrets,
só que
the
você tá
likes of which I
controlando ela.
doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
Eu não sei entender ela, eu não consigo ver. Eu não sei por que não tá... Ela virou... Acho que é porque você conversou, né? Acho que foi você que conversou. Acho que foi isso.
When the day comes that I die, the gods will evacuate the heavens to make space for my formidable collection of designer slippers. I contain multitudes, you see, and I am utterly replete. Except that, much to my dismay, I had as yet to find the companion to whom my heart so clearly calls. But then, Source Hunter, you wandered into this tavern, and I am most certain that that's how you've joined up. You've sworn to share in our adversity and our bounty alike. Oh, I can finally offer you our finest adventuring equipment at fantastic in-house rates. Come now, well, you must be thrilled to find yourself a member of a team so widely renowned for its valor and skill. And you must be even more curious about how you yourself can suit up to face such enemies as a member of the Fab. I hear you've been tasked with taking out that crazed robot in the northern cave. I'm sure you'd like to equip yourself with the finest possible accoutrement, wouldn't you? Come. Oh, darling, that was so long ago now. Who can remember who said what after all this time? What matters is the here and now. And in this moment, you are a member of the eminent Fabulous Five after...
Então vamos lá chaveiro da listar. Ele é o alistar.
Why, I'm only the most famous wizard this side of the distance. Although, it'd be worth checking the other side too, just in case. And don't forget, I'm the most eminent member of the Fabulous Five to boot. Surely you already know we've been voted the most influential adventurers guild by SideQuest Monthly. You'll be dealing with Ahu's little abomination, will you? I'd go myself, but I'd fear I'd end the fight before anyone else got in. If I don't leave a few crumbs for the newbies once in a while, they'll accuse me of stealing the spotlight, you see. Well, well, you're far from my caliber, but who isn't? It's good you're eager, but let me give you a word of warning. Aim for my spots, and your career in the Fabulous Five will meet a most unsavory end. Those nasty beasts are hardly worth my time. Though I suppose I'll step in if none of the recruits manage to prove adept enough to handle a few...
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Ha!
Me? You mean you don't recognize me? Well, you must live under a very large, very heavy rock. For I'm the finest wizard. Yes, that is strange. Strange indeed. But it's a strange world we live in, isn't it? A strange... Oh, you'll find out. You'll find out indeed. If I'm as good as they say I am, you'll have sprouted a pair of long purple...
Eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave.
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pocket.
You mean you haven't heard? Oh, what fortune that I may share the goddess's salvation with one who has... Steel yourself, friend, for your mortal spirit could be forever transformed from this moment forth. The con by following her instructions and becoming initiated into the one way we can each of us live on for a span greater than the number of stars that twinkle within the goddess's... What's in a name, dear friend? For we all begin equal in the conduit's eyes, and only through great deeds may enter into her inner ring. She came from on high to we mortals, and showed us the path to the goddess, where all living souls are naturally inclined. She showed us that injury and malady need not mark the end of life, but that through her methods we could for this hallowed information, you must seek an immaculate chapel. Go north, friend, through the forest, and in there, among her followers and friends, dwells the goddess's ecstasy. Go on the path to the righteous, my friend. Forget not that the conduit...
Been at the King Crab nearly 10 years now, personally. Seen every character you can imagine, from bums to wizards, passed through these doors for a pint and a place to rest. I think I'm one of the last folks to hear him alive. That awful scream has been ringing in my ears ever since. And with the room where it all happened still under quarantine, we've a constant reminder of exactly what happened. Though that's the question, isn't it? What exactly did happen? We all thought it was Esmeralda who checked into that room, and the Duke that followed her in. I was washing up and nudging the last of the lushes out of the door when a cloaked woman rushed in right past me. I never got a good look at her, damn my eyes, but I figured the way she disappeared that she was visiting one of the lodgers. Lucky for the perpetrators, I was rinsing bottles in the back when the terrible deed took place and saw nothing more. I'm not proud to say I ducked under the counter and damn well stayed there till I heard Ivad fling that door open, but I was paralysed with fright.
Foi mal, uma dora, vai falar com você.
The likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, friend.
Não era essa casa que vai ir fazer a investigação?
É, ali em cima.
Embaixo, onde eu tô.
Ah, pra você limpar.
Não sei onde você tá falando.
Era lá no quarto.
É, aqui atrás.
The name's Ivad. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I've been offering the weary travellers of Sicil drink and rest for nearly 2 decades now. All you see before you is the manifestation of my great-grandpappy Horatius Dungeness's noble vision. Beer and naps for everyone. No questions asked. Well, between you and me, things have been rather slow since the, incident. But with spirits high and liquor flowing like it is tonight, it seems the crab may just come out of that pinch. 3 hopeless sailors. Truly wish I could help you, but I'm barely keeping afloat as it is. Mind if we keep our voices down over that sensitive subject? Death and dark magic ain't exactly great for business, you know. That room where it happened, it was rented to a certain woman, though I regret to say I can't say exactly who. This inn isn't in the business of asking many questions, if you know what I mean. She came heavily cloaked, but paid the full sum in advance. I was used to such transactions after many similar concerning a certain Esmeralda. Figured this were just more at same. I saw one other figure go into the room that night. Someone tall, built broad like a man, but shrouded the same as she. Again, standard practice for Mrs. Counsellor and her visitors. I was startled awake by a horrendous hubbub shortly after midnight. I jumped up and grabbed me grandpappy's machete, bleary-eyed and awash in fright. By the time I burst into that room, it was horribly silent. There was only Jake on the floor, dead, surrounded by whoever done it has escaped through the window. But I saw nary a soul when I looked out. You can bet I hightailed it to the Legion barracks faster than a jackrabbit after that. Counsellor Jake, that poor man. I knew too much about his affairs, you know. Never figured it my business to say anything, but after all that's happened, I wonder if that weren't a grave mistake. Esmeralda's longest-standing lover has the audacity to remain lodged at this very inn, you know? He's called the Duke of Ferrol, a high title for a low man. If you haven't yet asked him about Esmeralda, I'd reckon...
Along while lighting my pipe.
Careful now. Your head's grown more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
Bom, mas não pode mexer em nada. Não sei se compensa.
Poxa, mas não pode. Vai.
Não, mas pode.
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
Nossa! Você se tornou ousado e perigoso. Se as garotas da academia pudessem ver como você se tornou ousado e perigoso. Por que não vai ter muito pra gente fazer com aqui?
Vai. Não tem um botão que possa arremessar aqui isso aqui? Aí sim, tem uma armadura aqui.
Ai meu Deus!
Você
Eu não
aponta.
sabia que dava pra usar habilidade sem meio da batalha.
Acho que tem que jogar fogo aqui, né? Esse spell de fogo, um ataque de fogo ali. Esse cajado seu não toca fogo. Esse cajado seu não ataca. Se você der um control e apertar lá.
Que dá um dano de fogo.
É, control. Pronto.
Pronto. Explodiu, mas não tá suficiente não.
Ah, achei o botãozinho, calma. Escondidinho ali. Mas deu pra ver.
Tem alguma coisa ali que tá acertando, não vai deixar passar.
Caraca.
Deixa eu falar com os fatos, talvez os fatos sabem que é alguma coisa.
Acho que vai ter que ter. Chave do baú. Esse que eu vou pegar.
Eles conhecem a Esmeralda pelo sapato. E aí eles estão dizendo que eles não viram ela naquela noite, a menos que ela tenha trocado o sapato.
Let's see. Key, lockpick, or hammer?
Vamos subir, a gente vai lá investigar ali.
Esse baú tá aberto?
Não,
Aberto. Vara de fogo. Achei aqui, ó.
você furtou, Groot. Nossa, meu Deus do céu.
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous.
Careful, comrade. I think I sense a sorcerer in yonder shadows.
Vou subir.
Hã?
Vou subir.
Não, ó, vou te dar uma varinha aqui. Jogar no chão. Vê aí. Você não consegue usar ataque básico aqui pra dar ataque? Atacar? É, meu faz assim, ó. Só que você ataca lá com o control ali. Só pra gente ver o que tá causando esse negócio.
Ganhei bola e tudo.
Mas você tá usando spell sua, né? Aí não gasta coisa se você usar esse spell.
Ataque básico eu não consigo não.
Mas se você usar a bola de fogo, você gasta alguma coisa?
Não, então, é isso que eu falei. Eu não sabia que dava, porque não gasta nada.
Ah, então manda embora.
From the tiniest... You there, cut it out!
Ei, desculpa. Não queria te acertar não.
Mas resolveu o problema.
Mas ela não gostou. Ela fica na minha frente e quer achar ruim. Deixa eu ver, né?
Aí já acaba. Ah,
Mas agora ele...
bosta.
Esse não é o momento. foi também.
Vamos salvar aqui. Vou lá pegar o coisinho.
Disparado aí.
Dá o seu